Hi, my name is Eli Schwarzkopf. Every year, countless teenagers make the decision to go to college and further their education, many of which don't fully understand the differences between online and on-campus education. I'm here today to interview students at Lone Star College who might be able to give me some insight into the two education methods. So let's start off with the students' names and then move right into the pros of their education method. So, can I get your name, please?
Skylar Hooker.
Tommy Lacey.
Alright, so I'm sitting here with Blake Pint.
I think the biggest pro for on-campus education is probably just the fact of actually being here and getting to listen to what your professor has to say, and you're also surrounded by a community of people who are taking the same classes or have taken the classes that you are taking, so like there's a lot of resources you can gain just from asking around.
Right.
And so like opposed to being at home where you have to figure everything out by yourself. Like the actual connection with another person.
Right.
The interaction with the teacher and your classmates, and then I would say just interacting is huge.
Taking school online really forces you to manage your time correctly and keeps you on top of everything, opposed to it's more of a free schedule that you have to make up for yourself, so it really teaches you to manage your time more effectively. And it's also good because you can do it in the comfort of your home or just from your laptop, wherever you're most comfortable doing your work, so you don't have to drive around and go to class and deal with the hassle of being around all those other people.
So we learned that through online college you have a lot more freedom when it comes to doing your assignments, while on-campus education you get a lot more interaction with your students or teachers. Now let's look at the downsides of both.
Mainly just driving, having to get up and get your things ready in the morning, especially if you have an early class like I do. And then just the commute, I would say, is the hardest part for a lot of people.
So you think that like the actual act of getting up and deciding like I gotta go to class or I gotta go to school, I think that sometimes it's
That can be, yeah, and also, there's test anxieties and things like that. Taking tests in person can be kind of nervous. I fall victim to that, so.
The downside of probably coming to school all the time is actually wanting to get up in the morning and come to school, opposed to online classes where I can just get up any day, any time of the day, and just like do my work and when I want. But I mean, I wouldn't say there's too many cons to actually coming to campus because you can learn so many things. Just like there's a lot of resources you can learn.
If you like being around other people and you're more of a hands-on learner that learns from experience, online's probably not the way for you, because you really need to motivate yourself and make sure that you're the one to get your work done and check your class every day. And if you're in class, it's a lot easier to just make sure you show up and get all the information rather than going out and checking it yourself.
so in the long run it feels like you have a lot more freedom to also screw up as well.
Yeah.
When it comes to the downsides of both, we can see that for online college, that freedom that we previously talked about can actually be a burden to you if you don't have the drive or the motivation. Whereas on-campus students have a little bit more of a leash where they have to get to class by a certain time. Now let's check out something that most people don't really tell you about whenever discussing the education method.
Well, they don't really tell you how many resources there are, because there are just so many ways that you can get help, tutoring, even if it's not related to school. Like there's multiple counseling services that you can just go to and just talk to somebody. So I'd say the on-campus resources are the biggest thing that I learned about after already going to campus.
No one ever really tells you how much you have to stay on top of your class, because unless if you're homeschooled and took some kind of online course before, it's really a unique experience from just going to class and getting all your information. Like, you really have to stay on top of your own stuff and make sure you get it done.
Now let's check out why we think that some of these students struggle with these education methods.
I think it has to do with the fact that there are other things going on in their life besides school, and maybe just going on campus, they don't have enough time for that. And just things like that. I think mostly it's personal matter.
Probably the fact where most people come here and you already know your friends and stuff like that, and so it's a lot easy for like people to just be like, whatever, let's go hang out and we'll do like homework later or whatever. And then don't end up doing homework.
So your friends can, easily distract you from getting your
Yes,
work
yes,
done,
because you
going
know a
to
lot more
class.
people around here. Because this is where this is where you live. Like you
Right.
grew up.
Just the way that your life typically goes before college. You always had your parents to tell you what you do, and in school you always had your teachers. But if you're taking an online class, it's really all up to you to make sure you get your stuff done. So it's a lot more than just the classes itself. It's just how your work ethic and how you plan on going about it.
Finally, let's see what made their respective method the right choice for them.
I think on-campus education was the right choice for me just because I'm a hands-on learner. I don't learn too well just from looking at pictures and graphs and and like having a computer talk to me or something. Like I like to watch someone explain how to do something and the tricks to do it or insider things that I wouldn't know from a computer.
Well, at the time it was the right choice because I was busy with a lot of things that I had going on, and I didn't really have time to make the drive out to go to school every single day. And it was a lot more convenient for me to be able to come home late and then get all my stuff done then or in the morning before I start my day and get all that going. So really, the freedom of it was why I chose it. It made it a lot easier for me to get my stuff done.
I think the freedom is something that a lot of people look at and they want it. But going back to like what you were talking about earlier, all that freedom, and before you know it, you've forgotten about a class or an assignment.
Yeah, it adds extra responsibility to yourself.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I personally need the in-class experience. Like I need to see the whiteboard in front of me. I need to have a teacher lecturing me, and if I have questions, I get it answered right then and right there.
All right.
Because interaction is a big thing for me, and I can't really have the self-discipline to do online by myself.
I definitely understand that, if you have a question, you don't necessarily want to have to email your professor, wait for the reply,
Right.
and all of that, whereas, on campus, it's as easy as raising your hand.
Yes, exactly. Or you can even go to office hours and talk to them face to face. And
Yeah.
I'm more of a in-person sort of guy. I get better information if I'm face to face with somebody rather than just messaging them on the computer. So it works for me.
So now we've got some good answers, but what's the takeaway from all this? Well, personally, I've learned that while one education method might have a little bit less freedom, the other one offer too much freedom. At the end of the day, I truly believe that if a student really wants to learn and he really puts in the time, either method would work. My name is Eli Schwarzkopf, and thank you for watching.